Welcome to the Rock the Stage Show. Each week, international media expert Rich Bontrager has in-depth and personal conversations with celebrities, top leaders, authors, speakers, and media professionals. Now, from the Rock the Stage studios, here's your host, the Trigger, Rich Bontrager.
Welcome back to the Rock the Stage Show. It's Sunday night, and you are in for a treat. I'm glad you're here tonight because the number one question I get is, Rich, how do you become a great show host? How do you do what you do? What does it take to really make this happen? See, behind every unforgettable show is a story of how not to draw people in. But we're going to talk about how to draw people in, how to make a great show, how to be a great storyteller, because storytelling hooks people in. But you don't just storytell by accident. It's about crafting moments, shaping the narrative, it's about guiding the story like someone's leading an orchestra and their crescendo hits at the right moment. Tonight, I'm sitting down with a true pro who has mastered the balance of everything I'm talking about, a storyteller who turns interviews into experiences, conversations and connections, and every stage from podcasts to live events into absolutely pure magic. Randall Kenneth Jones is a Missouri-born author, speaker, podcaster, and creative consultant known for his work in personal and professional development and storytelling. The author of 2 books, Ruby and Show Me. He's also host of the On the Nose with Randall Kenneth Jones podcast. He's the founder of the creative communications firm known as Mind Zoo. I love that name. And his work often explores themes of creativity, communication, and human connection, aiming to inspire authenticity and positivity. Welcome to Rock the Stage tonight. Please welcome Randall Kenneth Jones. Come on in.
So it was turns interviews into experiences. And then magic was the second word you used for me. Is that the way? I'm just taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Yep, he's taking notes. Listen to that. A true interview. He's taking notes right off the start.
I'm taking notes.
Randall, thanks for being here with us tonight on Rock the Stage. And you have a wealth of experience. Did you ever think you were going to get where you're at?
Oh, no. I mean, no. It's ridiculous to think that you're going to do what you do. My career path makes sense now as I look back at it.
Right.
But did I think I would meet the people I meet? No. Did I think I would hear the things I hear? No. Frankly, did I think I would become the person I've become? No. No, but I'm not sure. Had I achieved success in my 20s, I'm not sure I would have been a very nice guy.
Ooh, there we go.
You asked me, is anything off limits? No, there's nothing off limits. I'm not sure that wouldn't have gone to my head. I think you do achieve success when you're ready to achieve it and the way you're ready to achieve it.
Did you practice being a broadcaster or performer when you were young? Because I did. That was part. My family thought I was nuts, and look where I got. But did you do that yourself?
I've been on stage all my life. I'm still an actor. I was just Grimsby, the old man in The Little Mermaid at the University of Missouri Summer Repertory Theater in my hometown. And the last time I had been on stage in a musical in my hometown of Columbia, Missouri, where I now live again, was in 1982 on that same stage.
Wow, full circle.
And I am an arts kid. I give the arts and arts education credit for everything. And I'm very passionate about what the arts do to our communication skills.
Oh, absolutely.
Ridiculous. I was built by the arts. Absolutely.
I'm right there with you. Now, you did touch on storytelling, but experience is a big part of what you do. But we do have to ask you about the experience that changed your life. And the world famous Pat Benatar has something to do with that, right?
A whole lot to do with it.
How cool is that? Pat Benatar.
Of all the things you can be known for, I'm known for being afraid of bunnies. True. I'm known for hanging out with Erin Brockovich. True. And I'm known for having a very interesting college experience and a relationship with the extraordinary, the exceptional Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Pat Benatar. Yep.
Is she
She's
as
amazing.
cool as she seems? Is she as fun as she
And
seems?
she's cooler. No, she's cooler because she's so much actually more laid back. Normalcy, being a grandmother is very important to her.
Oh,
Being with her
yes.
family, they just released a new book. She and her husband that she's been with for over 40 years, Neil Giraldo, my grandma and grandpa Rock. They're creating a musical of their catalog with new music for Broadway. I mean, she could stop if she wanted to, and she won't. So we have that in common.
Well, you're
Stopping is
not gonna
not.
stop either. Come on,
No, no,
right?
no, no, no. I'm not going to stop. No, I'm not going to stop. Extraordinary, extraordinary. Yeah.
Now you have worn a lot of different hats over your career. You have actor, speaker, podcaster, author. Did I miss anything?
Well, you did, but the thing is, I guess we started the Pat story, and I guess I should tell it.
Okay, please go on.
So, I mean, in 1982, we're back to 1982, popular year. I am at the University of Missouri, a theater student and a communications student at the University of Missouri, and my job was I was a DJ on a radio station. I was a DJ on a radio station, and I did singing telegrams for money. So I dress up like a chicken, like Prince Charming, like a bunny, flashergrams, another story altogether, another story altogether. There are pictures of me floating out there somewhere that probably I don't ever want to see. So no, not nearly as bad as it sounds. I didn't think I was an entrepreneur. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't have an entrepreneurial spirit. And I had this idea. I found out that Pat Benatar was starting her Get Nervous tour in Colombia. So I had a thought, I want to meet her.
Yeah,
I'm going to send her a singing telegram and I'm going to deliver it.
that's
And
so
it
cool.
worked. And it worked. I think November 9th, 1982. I didn't stop smiling for 6 months. This woman changed my life. I rewrote Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I bounced her around on one knee. I went into performer mode, which you go into performer mode and you can get through the fact that, oh my God, I'm bouncing, 99-pound Pat Benatar up and down on my knee.
Right.
You go into that zone and you can do it. When it was done, I had said to her, Pat, if I don't, get a photo with you or a signature, nobody in the kingdom is really going to believe that Prince Charming was here. The woman says to me, I'll sign your copy of the telegram if you sign mine. I mean, class, we get the picture. They come in, the camera that disappeared came back in, got the picture. I was on a high for 6 months. Now, this is pre-internet. I'm in the middle of the Midwest. You get back to your first question, we don't think we're going to meet people. We don't.
No, Indiana boy here.
We
Indiana boy.
don't. But yet I'm singing in choir with Sheryl Crow, which is another crazy thing. So I'm in choir with Sheryl Crow when all this is happening, not knowing she's going to become Sheryl Crow. This woman's kindness, her generosity of spirit, made me believe I could do things I never would have thought possible. I took a risk. I had a creative idea. I acted upon that creative idea and it worked out. And that's been a big lesson to me. That risk equals reward, yes, but a creative idea, speaking to someone in a way that's unique and respectful, in a way that is appealing to them, you make your mark. 33 years later, I'm in Naples, Florida, where I lived, writing a newspaper column. I was scheduled to see her again, the big reunion. I take the telegram, I push it across the table, and she said to me, she was gasping. She said, I don't just remember the telegram, I remember you.
Whoa, stop the presses.
I could not love her more. I could not respect her more. I could not appreciate her more. And she did this for me, not knowing what she had meant to me my entire life. And we can all be that. We don't have to be Pat Benatar to do that.
No. But let me mind this a little bit before we get into storytelling and hosting. Interesting enough, she's a creative, she's an artist, you're a
Mhm.
creative, you're an artist. Do you think that has something with the acceptance, stepping out, breaking it, that she also understood what the heck you were doing because she's a performer herself? Do you think that elevated it a little bit?
I don't know. I would venture to say yes. I've not been asked that before, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's just a kind woman. She's a kind, respectful, appreciative woman. She asked me, she said, "Who blocked you getting back to me for 33 years? Who blocked you?" And I went, "I don't think anyone blocked me. I just didn't know how." She said,
Wow.
"Anybody who knows me knows that if Prince Charming shows up at the stage door, I'm going to say, let him in because she's just kind."
Wow.
Yeah, she's really, really extraordinary, and she still is my heart.
Oh, absolutely. That is great story and congratulations. That's absolutely, absolutely great.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this a little bit because storytelling is often the heartbeat of connection. Whether we know or not, stories do connect, hook people
The
in.
heartbeat of connection. The heartbeat. Write that down, people. The heartbeat of you've got these are some good ones, so we need to write these down.
So, what in your view separates a good story from a truly unforgettable one? What makes that twist where they go magic?
I think you feel it. I would
Mhm.
like to believe that I know a good story. I would like to believe that I know the emotional reaction I have to it. I didn't know for a long time I was a very intuitive person. I knew everybody came to me with their problems my entire life.
Mhm.
I didn't know that was a special skill. I really didn't know that. So I kind of knew I wouldn't go so far to say I'm an empath, but I'm intuitive. So I
Mhm.
think I know a good story, but that launches into another. I'll make this the short story. I'm at the Today Show with Hoda and Kathy Lee, and got a little excited when we were invited to join them on stage at the end of the show. And I kind of managed to make my husband fall on his butt on live TV on Kathy Lee and Hoda. So my network television debut was not good for him. Oh no, I can tell you what he said. Afterwards, I'm like, "Do you know what you did? Do you know what you did? Did you I'm sorry, are you okay? What you did?" He said to me, he said, "It's not like I'm Steve Harvey and I just announced the wrong winner of Miss Universe." He says that. Yet it did not impact him at all. I asked my friend Joanne Lamarca, the producer,
Yeah.
and I said, she went, "No." She goes, "Oh, that was good TV, Randy. It was good TV."
Own it,
And
right? Own it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to own it. I mean,
You
I'm going
have
to work that story for a very long time. When
and
you're a
again, you
star
were
of network
memorable. You were
television.
memorable. So, is there certain things of that storytelling to good to great to exceptional to unforgettable? Is there something to the craft, the energy, or do some people have it and some people don't?
I think you have to have a point. You have to have a point of view. You have to have a purpose. Now, I talk too much. I am too loquacious. My stories can go on too long. That is my history.
Mm,
Theater people, our stories can be long
yes.
and they can be very selfish. They can be very me oriented. Guilty, 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 guilty. Over time, you have to learn when your story, what is the lesson, what are you saying, and how it impacts somebody else. May I please say quickly, Mrs. Patsy Watt, my fifth grade teacher who we just lost, who I loved, was always in my court. My fifth grade teacher, I sent her my first book and I said, "Will you read this?" She calls me back and she said, "Randy, it's not ready."
Oh,
She says, "Your book's not ready. It's all about you. There's not enough of a point of view." And guess who was right? Patsy
wow.
Watt. My fifth grade teacher was right. Everybody else was blowing smoke. "Oh, your book's great. Your book's great." No, she was right. Who do you trust? Who can you go to for help? Who can you go to help you craft that story? To learn your story. And I'm one of those people. I do that for a living. I help people craft that. Who can you go to that you trust, who will be kind and respectful and honest with you.
That's gold because a lot of people are looking for that person, but they don't know really how valuable and important that person is.
You have to keep them in your hip pocket all the time. You got to know who they are all the time. Who loves you enough to tell you the truth
Yes.
in a way that you can accept it? And Mrs. Watt loved me enough to tell me the truth and told me the truth that I needed to hear. And I immediately knew she was right. Never questioned her. Never.
You've had some really rich people in your life. You've had some
Oh,
amazing people invest in you.
crazy. I mean, Hoda had, when my first book came out, Hoda had me on a radio show. Hoda said, and she said to me, "Why do people talk to you?" And I said, I think I'm a nice guy. I didn't really have an answer for it. Now I do, as I have
Right?
said to people when they're on my podcast, when I interviewed them to
Mhm.
help tell the story through my podcast, for example, I say to them, I don't interview, I adopt. And I know you do the same thing. I
Yeah.
know you do the same thing.
Mm.
I'm with those people forever.
Yes.
There's nothing they can't ask me to do. You're good to me, I'm going to be good to you. I'm loyal, 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 because not a whole lot else matters.
So I'm gonna go back to something you said a few moments ago because you self-admitted that you overtalk sometimes. You go too far. As a host, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. The host is not the star of the show, but they can't shut up to focus on their guests and let them be the star of the show. So how do we help other people overcome that? I mean, the hosts often think, I'm it. When it's really the attention is on you today, Randall. You are the star, and I get to facilitate this great conversation. But how do we get people beyond that and not go too far?
It's difficult because we all do the shows where somebody asks you a question and then ta-da, you're on.
Yeah,
And they don't participate. They do nothing to help you.
right.
And you have to learn when you have someone sitting across from you, what do they need from you? Do they need your guidance? Do they need your coaching? Or can they pretty much be left alone? You could walk away for 5 or 10 minutes and I'd be good. It's more fun with you here. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I would still be going in 10
Yeah.
minutes. But we know those people that we get in front of us and their comfort is so important. What do you need from me? How can I make you better? And I say
Mm.
to any guest, I said, my job is for you to be comfortable. My job is to make you look good. My job is for you to feel good about yourself. And I had another huge influencer, Miss Peggy Post from the Emily Post Institute.
Wow.
Yeah, Peggy Post, one of my dearest friends, is still somebody I go to,
Mm.
especially when I mess up. So she hears from me on a fairly regular basis. She hears like, uh-oh.
Randall again? Come on.
And she's very tolerant. She's very, very tolerant. She's like, what did you do now? But no, I'm so team Emily Post and have such admiration for that family. And they have kept that work alive and relevant. The original book, Etiquette, was written in 1922. They're on the 20th version, and the family still keeps her legacy alive.
Wow.
And we
That's
need her. We need that family, and we
oh,
need that.
absolutely. Well, here are a couple words I think are important for hosts and interviewers both. Now, one of the big words today is be authentic, be authentic. But authenticity, kindness, you do have humor with storytelling and hosting. You have to have that in you, I think. Creativity and connectivity. Which one of those is the most important, do you think, for our world today, for hosts and storytellers?
Oh, for our world today, you would put that caveat
Yeah,
on
of
it.
course I am. I'm going to put you on the spot, man.
No, all of your questions are they're kind of like you got a little bit of a spin on it. I think being yourself is important, but I've always said you need to be the best version of yourself. So when I hear somebody say, I'm just being myself, I'm candid, I say it like it is,
Yeah,
and they're proud of that, I'm like, not so proud of you for that.
right.
Because if you've lost respect and if you've lost empathy,
Hmm.
then you can't conduct that conversation. I don't allow people to discuss politics on my podcast at all. My podcast is a
Right.
feel good show. Let's laugh. Let's enjoy. Let's learn from each other. It's just what we're doing right now. It's no
Yeah.
different. I don't, but when something like that comes up, I will say to them, your beliefs I want to hear from, but you point a finger at a political party or a
Right.
candidate or anyone and it's out. It's cut. People will listen to you until you point that finger.
Oh,
And
exactly.
then if you point that finger, you lose them. You lose 50%, one side or the other.
Well, also when people say that comment, I'm just being authentic, I'm just being myself, to me, it says I'm okay just being down here, lower. I'm settling for less and saying I want to be the best version of myself. I want to show up the
Mhm.
best for Randall today and get the best out of Randall as well. I think there's a whole different mindset of I'm being authentic. This is as good as it gets. No, it's not as good as it gets, right?
It takes work to be
Yeah.
the best version of yourself. It is, you don't fall out of bed. I'm not a nice person in the morning. Even the dog cowers a little bit. He's like, "Ooh." Well, he'll come to see me, but he's like, maybe we should wait for the coffee. I mean, being the best version of yourself is a challenge. It is difficult. And I will
Yes.
say that doing my show, over 200 interviews, those people have taught me. I have 200 plus coaches. You and I, we're in the front row.
Yes. Which I absolutely love.
Oh, you can't beat it. We're
No.
in the front row and they coach us, but we have to use it. We have to apply it. We have to integrate it, what is important to us in our own lives. I think I'm a better person. Another fault, I didn't listen well. I was too busy talking. I'm too busy talking. I didn't listen well. One of the reasons I did the podcast, I didn't have any choice but to learn how to shut up.
I talk about that a lot with people that I work with and consult. The biggest thing that I think makes a great host, or one of the characteristics, is you have to learn how to listen
Mhm.
and do follow up
Oh,
questions based on the conversation. If you're listening well, you have great follow up questions and you go deeper. Too many are just skimming. One answer, one answer, one answer. But going back, like Columbo used to do back then, by the way, I got another question for you. I think that's a great way to do it.
And I know the Columbo reference, so yay! No, I agree with you. I could not agree more. That's so critically important. And you have to, if there's a thread, I'm going to pull the thread.
Yes.
You've done it. You've already done it. This conversation's a conversation. You're pulling a thread. We didn't sit there and plan the whole thing out. You knew where we were going to start, and what's he going to say? I'm going to pull the thread. I'm going to pull the thread. I'm going to pull the thread, and he'll still be talking 4.5 hours later.
Right. Now, how, how can we help people that are wanting to do this? There are billions of podcast shows, but let's be honest, they're all not great. They're all not entertaining, informative. They're not wrapped around well, like we're talking about. How can we help them understand this is a craft that you have to invest in to go from good, average, great, super?
Purpose, point of view, story. And I told you earlier a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm in season 8. Susan Bennett, the original voice of Siri, is my announcer. Siri.
I saw that in your.
Classic
I'm
Siri.
like, that's great because I had the Australian original voice of Siri on the show.
Yeah. Oh, I met her. She's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very, very cool. Susan Bennett, original voice of Siri. I've had her on the show, and it's really, really extraordinary that I have that friendship. But what happened is we're in season 7, and I had moved back to my hometown. Interesting. After 39 years away, I said, "Well, Pat Benatar, thank you. You got me successful out of my zip code." My father was still living at the time. It was like time to go back and try to find those roots. And in my desire to reconnect with my community, I kind of was getting a little burned out on the show, on the podcast. I'd done it for a long time. I did the column beforehand, and I started experimenting with other ways to spend my time. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "Wait, I miss this.
Yeah.
I need this." My desire to fit in where I didn't belong. Nothing against my hometown. I've got great friends here. Love Columbia. It's a wonderful place. But in my desire to fit in areas that weren't the best fit for me,
Mm-hmm.
I was walking away from what meant the most to me. And those 200 some odd coaches, all their work, all their investment in making me a better me. I mean, it's a slippery slope to jaded
Yeah.
and hateful and apathetic. And I was losing the me that I had become. And Susan and I talked about it. We relaunched Susan 8 of On the Nose with a brand new focus on you can be famous, you can be not famous, as long as you've got something good to say, a point of view,
Mm.
you are kind, you are entertaining, and you make me go, oh, really?
Now,
You know,
who
and we can share that joy with people. You know what? I'm in. I needed it. I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it.
who helps those people learn the interviewee side? Because I consult on this as well. Most people do have something compelling. They do. They just don't know how to wrap it up and do it in a way where the host can play with it, have fun, make you shine. They're like, I just have this to say, and they're very focused, but they're not doing the other things that bring it alive, like we're describing. What can we do to help them?
For one thing, I say to anybody who's especially afraid of speaking because I teach public speaking, there's no such thing as death by public speaking.
No, there's not.
Now, William Henry Harrison, President William Henry Harrison, gave, I guess, like a 5 hour or 3 hour speech on Inauguration Day and got the flu and died a month later. He would disagree with me. He
Okay.
would disagree with me. That's the only example that I can find of death by public speaking. You are preparation is everything. If you own your information, if you know what you're talking about, if you were prepared. I have notes. I haven't really looked at them much, but I know me really well.
Yes.
I came in prepared. If you're prepared, but the other thing is vet the person that's in the other chair. You or and I are, and we're going to take care of the people. We are.
Yes.
We're going to take care of them. We're going to keep them. We're going to buoy them.
Hmm.
We're going to edit if necessary.
Right.
We're going to be there to nurture them and their talent. And not everybody can do that. So I believe very strongly, Rich, that we have that responsibility.
Well, that's what the 15 minutes off stage prep time, that's the comfort zone. I get the guests warmed up. They get to know me a little bit more. We set things up. We know the boundaries, the limitations, but that comfort zone beforehand, before saying we're live, we're rolling tape, I think that's one of the biggest areas of success making that we never talk about.
Yeah. Well, and then there's people like me that think it's well, like I'm in the backstage waiting on what can I do? What can I do? I got to do something. I got to do something different. So you come in and I'm like taking notes. I mean, you're not going to become that, but you don't have to be that. Once again, trust you,
Yes.
Rich. I'm not going to ask you. Rich is not going to ask you. People are not going to ask you to do something if you're really not an expert at it. And even an expert, be careful with that word. Oh,
Oh,
expert
yeah.
implies you don't have anything else to learn. If you're not knowledgeable enough to have a point of view that is worth sharing, and I'm telling you, look at all my gestures. I'm telling you, everybody is worth listening to. Everybody has something important to say. I believe that to my core.
Randall Kenneth Jones, we're going to pause for a second and pull up your website. I want people to know where they go find this amazing, fun guy. What are they going to find when you go to your website and learn more about you?
There's information on me as a creative, as a speaker. There's the link to the podcast, how to subscribe to the podcast is there. How to learn more about not just working with me, but Susan Bennett, Siri, because she's a wonderful speaker. Oh my God, you have the original voice of Siri
Yes.
telling you that story about how that happened and how it had transformed her life.
Yes.
And this from a woman who would rather unplug a device and have a cup of coffee face to face than anything. Yeah, yeah, and she again, ridiculous influencer of mine, ridiculous, but fun, and I keep it simple, but no, it's about me helping you to tell your story, your organization's story, my podcast, which is elevating people and letting them be heard,
Hmm.
and really, that's what you're going to find out.
Both of us are storytellers. We love interviewing, talking to people. But if storytelling were a musical instrument, which one would best describe your style and why?
Oh man, you're almost mean. Um, a musical. Okay. I was going to say saxophone because that was cheap and easy because I played sax.
Okay,
I think it's percussion.
that was mine.
Yeah, I think it's percussion, and it's not something I have any experience with, but percussion is beats.
Hmm.
It is pacing.
Yes.
It is feeling. It is it's the current underneath that, what, boom, 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 boom. I just had a man come on the show I saw on CBS this morning, Dr. David Lubin. I saw him on CBS this morning. He wrote this book on the 75-year anniversary of Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
I must have that man on my show.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with the book. And I write him. He says, yes, I read the book cover to cover. And a huge part of that book is the music.
But,
The composer, which I knew his name, won an Academy Award for that because of the music and how the music really literally underscored it. And so much of that's drums. So much of that's percussion.
when you say
Wow,
that,
I
I'm
love that
thinking
question.
that is a great host, knowing the beats, when to go deep, when to pause, when to let the emotion hang. Those are the beats of a great. I mean, comedian guys talk about the beats. When you do
Yep.
the punchline, when you don't do the punchline, knowing the beats. That's genius. That's great.
There's a segment in season 1 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, if you saw that on Amazon, The
Yep.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, where she's doing stand-up, and you see her going on like 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive nights
Mhm.
to try to try to learn how to tell the joke, and you literally see her change it up. You see the actress practicing the beats. You see, it's the best example of stand up, which I do as well. I mean, that's
Right.
a part of what I
Yep.
do. It's the best example I have ever seen that shows that progression and how she moved the story around in a variety of different ways until she found the best way to tell that story in that TV show for that audience. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
So, see, that's going to do it for Rock the Stage Show here tonight. But you heard it from the guy himself, from the amazing names, from a guy from Missouri who now has an amazing career. He can host, he can interview, he can do comedy. But I think the great thing is he's also an expert that loves to give back. You can see his heart. You can see him sharing, giving freely. I think that's one of the greatest things that we can take away from Randall tonight is work with people. He talked about it earlier. Find the right people, connect with the right people, go deeper with the right people. Take that step. Find those right people, surround them with you, and go deeper with them and respect them and honor them through all the process. We'll be back next week for Rock the Stage Show. Come on back. We're going to have another fantastic interview, and it will be part 2 because we are going to do a part 2 on this. So this will be part 1. Come back for part 2. Until then, I'm the Trigger Rich Bontrager. We'll see you right here Sunday night, 7 p.m. for the launch of brand new episodes of Rock the Stage Show.